Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, you folks, sampler review series reviews I do for the one. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I got this one at work. So, okay. But anyway, it's super simple format, folks. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm inside the truck. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when those two things coincide, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. Not the case today at all. But anyway, so what is it? What am I reviewing? What are we doing here? And why is it from my work? Well, so I went over there, place that I work at, we have like a break room area, right? And they actually have like a kiosk section and like food and stuff that you can buy, you know, snacks and shit. And they actually have like a freezer section with like some sandwiches and stuff. And I don't usually pay it too much mind. I usually just grab like a bag of chips, maybe like some jerky or something, just enough to fucking get me through the night. But I don't know what compelled me today, but I was looking at the sandwiches, and, well, folks, they had a sub sandwich. Boom! So you know what that means. That means that I have to do a sub sandwich review. So, 3 things to take into account when we're talking about sub sandwich reviews, because there's a whole little thing that goes into it. Number 1, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures for probably at least a year now, where I've been going out and hitting up basically every place that sells sub sandwiches. Walmart, gas stations, chain locations, proper delis. I've hit them all. And now I can add my work to that. So that's thing number 1. Thing number 2, if you enjoy my sub sandwich stuff and you need it all condensed in one convenient location for you, I have a playlist called Subs for Subs, and it is just my sub sandwich reviews. You're not going to see a Mountain Dew review in there. I have a Mountain Dew playlist. You know, but it's just sub sandwich stuff. That's where it's located. But maybe you're not getting enough sub sandwich action. You're like, Brandon, when can I get more sub sandwich reviews in my life? Fair enough. Fair enough. That's why Sunday is SUBday. It's my kitschy little thing. Every Sunday is the day when I go over there and I upload typically 2 sub sandwich reviews. So all you gotta do is wait till Sunday. Just kick it around. That's not enough for you. I don't know what to tell you, folks, because I can't. A man cannot subsist on sub sandwiches alone. I might be able to, but anyway. So yeah, they had this in the kiosk at work, and I was like, okay, I'll bite. On top of that, it's an Italian sub, and if you watch my sub sandwich reviews, you know that whenever I try out like a new location or a new brand of subs or whatever, I always like to go with the Italian as my standard. So, yeah, man, I guess it's from Authentic Brand, and it's handmade, fresh to you, 920 calories per serving. Does it have a thing? Contains milk, sesame oil, soy, wheat, all that good stuff. Contains bioengineered food ingredients. So if you're not into bioengineered food ingredients, it's from Wisconsin. Man, what the fuck with all the planes today? Whatever. So let's try a fucking sub sandwich that I bought at the kiosk at work. That is a big ass plane too. Alright, so let's take a look at it. First thing. This is gonna be sad. So that's the salami. It's just all in one big thing. We're gonna spread that out. I'll do them that favor. I don't feel like I should have to compartmentalize my own sandwich, but here we are. It's kind of, fuck it, we'll just go with that. Alright, looks like we got some salami, some ham, maybe some pepperoni? And maybe pepperoni, salami, ham, something in the middle. Looks like we got some cheese, maybe some provolone, and then there is some sort of like a red sauce, which typically I don't think of when I have an Italian sub, but anyway, Let's try out a sub sandwich. It's very okay. Very okay. I mean, right off the bat, the bread is not great. I don't expect it to be great when it's like a pre-made sandwich, but for me, when you've got a sub, you want it to go over there. You want it to have, nice crispy outside, nice and soft on the inside. This is just squish. So the bread is pretty much a write-off. The insides are more considerable and of note, but even then, they are fairly unremarkable. Like, I'm not getting that nice salty hit from the pepperoni or the salami. It's just very weak. Very, very weak lunch meat. Honestly, the thing that's doing the most in terms of flavor is whatever red sauce they put on it. And, I mean, that's not what you put on an Italian sub. I mean, you can if you want to, but that's not what you put on an Italian sub. You want to use, like, olive oil, different blends of stuff like that. Like, I mean, it's not horrendous or anything. It doesn't taste bad, but it's very just sandwich. The meats are really standing out. And like I said, they really don't contain their normal personality, It's just kind of a very generic, meat flavor. With like kind of little speckles here and there of like, okay, well, this is probably the ham, this is probably this. Yeah. If it wasn't for the fact that it's got the red sauce, this thing would be almost completely lifeless in terms of its flavor. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be good, but I was expecting better than this. Because it's not... Let me get this out of the way right now. It's not an Italian sub. I'm not counting it as an Italian sub. It might share certain ingredients, but there's really nothing about it. I mentioned this before. When you have a really good Italian sub, and all the proportions are done, and like it's made with quality ingredients, it comes together to form this flavor that I can only describe as like an Italian sub sandwich flavor. It's delicious. It's wonderful. This is so far away from that, it's ridiculous. I've had plenty of sub sandwiches where the ratios were off, but you could still kind of, it was in the family sort of thing. This, it's not even a little bit. So, I mean, if I'm ranking it with other Italian subs, it's not even on the fucking board. As just a sandwich by itself, it tastes like a sandwich that I bought at a kiosk at my work. That's the best way I can put it. Again, I wasn't expecting anything fantastic, but I would have hoped for better than this. Like, it's not egregiously bad, and I mean, for it being something I could just grab, on my break at work or something like that, I mean, I'm sure it has calories that will fill my stomach. But beyond that, in terms of enjoyment, no, this is, This is like some sad fucking like half-ass representation of an Italian sub sandwich. It's not very good. I mean, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No and no. Even, and this is part of the reason why. Oh, by the way, I think it cost me like $5.75 or something like that after tax for people who care. I mean, the thing is, I guess it's nice that it's an option because, I've been at my company long enough where, I remember when all we had were just, a couple fucking vending machines, so it was like, yeah, it was nice when they brought the kiosk in and we started getting, a lot of other options. But even still, it's like, yeah, I would not with this again. And, I mean, for one thing, I wouldn't recommend you, come into my work and, unless you work there, try to get into the break room. That would probably cause some problems. But, guy just went over there and ate the curb. If, for whatever reason, like maybe you work at the same place that's supplied by this company, I wouldn't get this. It's not very good. It's not a very good. It's not an Italian sub, and it's just not a very good sandwich. It's not horrendous. It's edible, but there's just no. It's like they went over there and just took like protein gruel and just formed it into a sandwich with immense pressure. Because there's just nothing to it. Anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. You go over there, have yourselves a truly... That person just ate the curb too. Have yourselves a truly not eating the curb-tastic rest of your life. In fact, eat really good Italian sub sandwiches. That's a better thing to eat than the curb. Or this. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated, but... what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. It is just... it can be a thing, folks. But it is important when we deal with situations in our life that are stressful, frustrating, etc. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholeness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you do work at some place that's supplied by the fucking people who supply my work. And, maybe you've been thinking about it. Maybe you've been anxiously awaiting my review. Like, I don't... it's like I could eat it, but like I don't know because he hasn't done a review of it. Well, now I've done a review of it. So now you need not live your life in, any more anxious peril. I have gone over there and brought down mine decree. Not a very good fucking sandwich. Or conversely, don't wait for me to go over there and come up with a thing. Just, you can always go over there and make your own decisions. I believe in you. Bye.